What's up, guys? It's Keefe. Today we are going over the first thing you must do if you want to improve your life. If you get this one thing right, all the other steps will fall into place naturally and you will be able to make radical changes in your life very quickly. Now, if this is your first time on my channel and you're a guy who's looking to improve his life in any way, hit the subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss my new videos. I put out new videos every single day to help guys like you create your ideal lives. So let's get into the video. Now, guys, this first step comes down to firstly understanding that science has shown that a person does not actually change until they have seen the changed person that they want to be and committed to being that person. In other words, you have to already see what you want to be before the change can occur. It does not occur otherwise. You can think about, gee, it would be nice to have a BMW, but if you don't see yourself as the guy with the BMW, you're not going to go get it, right? This explains why you can over and over and over again tell yourself, like, maybe I'm going to stop watching porn, or I'm going to really get on my crap in the gym, or whatever it is, and you just don't do it. And it's because you don't actually see yourself and you're not embodying that self, the person who actually is maybe in great shape or doesn't watch porn or has the nice car or has the great job, whatever it is. That self-image inside of you is the first thing we must change. It is the first step to improving yourself, is you have to see yourself as the person who has whatever it is you are looking to attain. A couple examples from my life that I can give you guys is about a year and a half ago, I was addicted to nicotine. I had gone through a pretty depressing point in my life, and that was kind of what I used to cope with it for a while. And for about a month and a half, I had told myself I was going to stop using nicotine. And I never did it. I would put it away. I would throw the vape away. And then I'd go buy another one in like a week. I couldn't control it. And I kept telling myself I was going to stop, but I never stopped until one day, it's really inexplicable, I just decided this wasn't me. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. And it's like I had no cravings at all. It was not hard. It just stopped. I vanished. Like, I quit using nicotine because something clicked in my head and I just decided this was not who I was, and I haven't had to use it since. Another example, when I was in college, I went to college a drunk stoner kind of guy. Like, I had really no plan, and I ended up failing some classes and kind of putting myself in a really shitty spot. And again, something clicked in my head, and I just looked at my life and decided these are not the correct actions to get me where I want to go. And suddenly I got the clear vision on who I wanted to be, and I stopped smoking weed. I had been smoking weed at that point every single day, multiple times a day, and I just quit, stopped cold turkey. I very rarely smoked after that. And it was not compulsive at all. Maybe like a weekend, I just felt like doing it when I was like goofing off, but like it was not affecting my life anymore. I got on a different path, and it just radically changed because my self-image changed underneath. I stopped seeing myself as this guy who just kind of smoked and went with the crowd and like didn't really have any plans. And I saw myself going after what I wanted. I saw myself as this guy who, at the time I was getting my real estate license, I saw myself as the realtor who made a bunch of money in real estate, who had his crap together, who was like a high value kind of guy. I saw myself as that, and my actions naturally started to fall in line with that. You see, guys, the important thing to understand here is that in order to have something and even to do something, you have to first be it, right? If you see yourself as an overweight guy who's not in great shape, your actions are most likely not going to lead you to the gym where you're going to train your body, which means you're not going to have the correct body. But if you start to see yourself, regardless of where you're at, as the fit guy, and you see it in your head, I'm this guy, this is who I am, this is my new identity, your actions will naturally start to fall in line with that. And suddenly you'll be like, well, I need to go get a workout in. You'll get the workouts in, and then you'll start to have the body that you want to have. Same with girls. If you see yourself as the kind of guy who doesn't get girls, who has no luck with girls, it just resonates through who you are. Even if you go approach a girl and ask her for a number, you're already expecting to fail. So then you go up there, maybe you do the action, but you look timid, you look weak, and you don't know what to say. She rejects you, you don't get what you want. You got to first be the guy who's attractive to girls. Once you become that, once that is your self-image, you can start to get the things you want in your life. But first, you have to see yourself as it. And we all know this is true. Go look at your life. I know you can think of an example probably of where something really switched for you in your life. Usually this has to happen when you go through something bad. Something bad hits you and it forces your self-image to change. Usually people don't change unless they're forced to like that. But at any point in your life, I'm sure if there was a switch in who you were, you can look back and realize it just like happened like naturally, like all of a sudden you were this new person and like your behavior changed as a result. It's not like something like you got an object and suddenly you were this different person. Like you got, like, this is why lottery winners go broke usually, because they still aren't the lottery winner, they still aren't the like multi-millionaire, right? People have this idea that they tell themselves like, oh, I'm going to be like a multi-millionaire business person, but then their actions don't follow that up, and it shows they're not being that person. Like, go take a look at your life. If you're really struggling to improve in a certain area, go take a look at your life and be like we'll use finance as an example. Go take a look, say maybe you're trying to build a business and you're like, gee, I don't understand why I'm not getting any traction in this business. And look at how you're treating the business. Maybe you're waking up late, or maybe you're treating it like a side hustle rather than embodying and treating it like your full-time business. If you're looking at like for me, I start to identify as a YouTuber, even with low subscriber numbers. I see myself as the person I want to be, and I start to head in that direction. My actions follow that up. If I saw it as something like, that's just kind of something I do on the side, maybe I put out a video a week, I don't put any effort into it, and I don't get results from it. And it's the same in any other part of your life. If you see yourself as the kind of guy who does good with girls, but every time you get an opportunity to approach a girl, you fold like a cheap tent and don't say anything to her, well, your actions clearly aren't aligned with having what you want, which means you're not being who you want, and that cognitive dissonance hits. You stay back in your comfort zone. You don't change who you are. Now, as I said, guys, most of the time when you make a big change in your life, it's because something has really hit you and you are forced to change. Like, people have near-death experiences and their personalities change. Maybe you've been ridiculed for a long time for something about yourself. Maybe people keep making fun of you for being overweight, or you're the one who just doesn't do well with girls and people make fun of you for that, and it finally forces the change in you. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can consciously make the choice, but you have to get clear on what it is you want to be, and you have to start feeling that into yourself, and you have to consciously change your self-image by starting to become aware of the actions you're taking. Because if your actions aren't aligned, that means your being isn't aligned. So you got to look around, and you can consciously do this. So like, let's say you're trying to build a business. You could block out like 4 hours a day where you're not going to do anything distracting, even if you don't have a ton of work to get done for it, or really maybe nothing at all. You could just research for 4 hours, but it sets the tone that like, this is who I am, this is what I do, and as a result, more actions follow. It becomes logical and easy for you to start to get in the right direction. And like I said on yesterday's video, I talked about going to the gym. I said, just give me 30 minutes every single day if you're new to it and you just don't really want to do it. If you do that and you start to train the habit, you'll start to see yourself as somebody who goes to the gym. It will become natural for that to become a part of your lifestyle, and it'll get easier for you to accomplish your goals. You'll be able to work out longer, you'll be more thinking about it, and you'll just get better results because you'll train it into your self-image. That's it. You can consciously train things into your self-image, but it takes work and it takes self-awareness. You can't talk about being a millionaire and then sleep in all day and blow your money on stupid stuff. You have to act like a millionaire. There is a template for this. Like, success leaves clues, they always say. Follow the breadcrumb trail. Follow what has worked before and start to ask yourself, how can I act like this person who has these things that I'm trying to get into my life? And just remember, guys, that ultimately being comes before doing, which comes before having, okay? So you're not going to take the correct actions unless you are being the kind of person who takes those actions, and you're not going to have what you want unless you're doing the actions that get you there. I know a lot of law of attraction people want to talk about this whole thing of like, just visualize and it comes to you, but there's this contrast in you that even if you did get what you want, you would lose it. I'm sure perhaps if you've been somebody who does law of attraction, visualization kind of practices, maybe something great came to you, but I bet you lost it pretty quick because you weren't really in alignment with it. And this happens a lot of times. Like, maybe you're visualizing having a great girlfriend, you're thinking about it, the girl shows up, but you're still a needy guy who doesn't act like the kind of guy who gets the girl, and she vanishes, right? Like, the whole thing blows up in your face because you're not being that guy, okay? So it is really important to change your self-image and become the person so that the actions become natural, and when the actions become natural, natural. Having what you want will become natural. And it's really all about habit, right? The things that feel natural and comfortable to you now, which make you think like, gee, I don't want to go to the gym, or gee, I really don't want to get up early. The reason you feel that way is because it's your comfort zone. But if you just decide, I'm the kind of person who gets up early, it will train into your self-image to the point where that will be the natural thing. And you'll actually feel bad if you don't get up early. And then you'll feel bad if you don't hit the gym. Like, it's all about just training it into the program. The only time you feel that discomfort about doing some action is when it takes you out of the comfort zone. So what you really want to do is make your self-image and your comfort zone centered around that which you are trying to be. Now guys, I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, give me a like so I can reach more people through the algorithm. Hit the bell icon and subscribe button so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.